Introducing the Track 718A. Today, our staff will discuss the evolution of the track numbering system, along with the great features of the all-new 718A. Now here's Track's brand manager, Paul Figliomini, to tell you more about the new 718A.
Welcome everyone to the 718A performance video. Before we bring the R&D team in to talk about the nuts and bolts of the new 718A, I just want to let you know about the numbering system a little bit. In 2009, we designed our first 7A series ball, the 715A. Well, we're 2 years later down the road, and it's time for the second generation, the 718A. But what we want you to know is over 2 years of data has been collected to build the second generation ball. We went to Pro Shop customers, consumers, our staffers, even our social networking sites to be able to get all the data and input about the 715A to come back with an outstanding product, a better designed product, and a more usable product for the masses, the 718A. So let's get started. Let's bring the R&D guys in and let them talk about the nuts and bolts of the new 718A.
Hi, I'm Mitch Beasley. I'm here with Jason Cosby, our head product engineer, and with Ron Hicklin, our head ball designer. We're here to talk about the brand new 718A. Ron, I see we have a new core for the 718A.
Absolutely, Mitch. Let's talk a little bit about the 715A core shape first. As you can see here, this is a very asymmetric shape, with the main feature being that on this side of the core, compared to this side of the core, there's a little bit of extra mass bias. That's how we got the mass bias to 15 on this core shape. On the new core shape, what we did was we actually took an entire side and made it much more asymmetric. What that allowed us to do is go from a 15 to an 18. We also did a few more changes in terms of the density of the core to actually lower the RG from 2.52 to 2.50. One other thing we did to help give this core more energy, more power for those lower rev rated players was we actually increased the differential from 0.052 to 0.058. So basically what you've got now is a much stronger engine, so you can go out there and perform like the guys like yourself. All right, so now you guys know we've got a much stronger core here. Jason, you've done something with the cover stock too. Why don't we talk a little bit about that?
That's right, Ron. We have an all-new cover on the 718A. On the 715A, we used the Gen 3 reactive pearl. On the 718A, we've gone to a Gen 4A reactive pearl. As we can see in these images, there's a lot more texture in the 718A, which will give us more hook than the 715A. On top of that, we've made the finish stronger. On the 715A, we had a finish of 500, 1000, 2000, 4000, and then our powerhouse factory finish polish. On the 718A, we've gone 800, 1000, 2000, 2000 with the factory finish polish. So this is going to give us some more tread to get through more oil.
So we've got a new core that's stronger, we've got a stronger shell, and we got a new finish that's going to give the ball more hook.
That's right.
Wow, Mitch, I can't wait to see these balls get on the lane. Let's get out there and take a look.
Yeah, me too. Why don't we go down there and see how they roll? Welcome to Ebonite International's testing facility. What we're going to do is we're going to show you the 715A and the 718A go down the lane and see what you can expect to see different. The 718A is going to be more hook because of more cover, more core. So we're going to have to be at least 2 boards deeper on the lane at the arrows.
Okay, Mitch, well, the 715A was a very good ball. People really liked this ball. Now, if I drill a 718A, what can I do to get a similar reaction if that's what I'm looking for?
Okay, if I really like the 715A because the 718A is stronger. To get the same reaction, what I have to do is I have to move the pin a ½ inch further away from my axis. So instead of a 5-inch pin, I have a 5.5-inch pin. The mass bias is in exactly the same place, and I have to change the cover prep to the same thing as the cover prep on the 715A. The 715A was a 500, 1000, 2000, 4000 shine with factory finish. I have to do the exact same prep on the 718A to get that same velocity shine.
Okay, that makes sense. Why don't we go ahead and see what these balls can do?
All right, let's throw them down the lane.
Wow, Mitch, your balls look great going down the lane. Let's take a look at what I did to mine to get similar reactions. So I took a 715A and a 718A and drilled them identically. They have a 4.5-inch pin and a 45-degree mass bias. Now, since they are drilled the same, I can expect the 718A, similar to Mitch's, getting about 5 or 6 more boards of hook. Now, if I want similar reaction to my 715A, I can lengthen the pin, go another 1/2 inch away from my positive access point, so this is now a 5-inch pin. But for me, for my style of play, I also needed to weaken the mass bias position. I made this further away from my positive access point. This is going to help me get the ball further down the lane and a little bit more controllable on the back end. On top of that, similar to Mitch, I also took this down to the same surface as the 715A. It's got the 500, 1000, 2000, 4000 with the factory finish on it.
Sweet. Let's see him go down the lane.
Let's do it.
Jason, those balls look really good going that way.
Well, thanks, Mitch. What we've shown you here today is the leap in technology that we've made between the first generation of 7 Series A balls and the second generation. We showed you the difference between the all-new 718A and the first generation 715A. And speaking of 715As, I hear all the time, Jason, where can I get one of those? I can't find one anywhere. Well, Mitch, you kind of showed us how we can get that same reaction to 718A.
Yeah, we showed you 2 different ways. The way that I got the same reaction from the 718A and the 715A. We showed you how Jason did it. What you need to do is see your local pro shop operator and let him set up the 718A for what you need.
Well, thanks, Mitch, for spending some time with us and showing us this all-new ball. Thank you guys for watching, and if anybody has any questions, please visit us at trackbowling.com.